Go ahead, sir.
Kevin, Colin Rickabon, WBRE from here in Wilkes-Barre. From last year to where you are this year, obviously sitting on top of the points. When you were here last time, you talked about clicking on all cylinders once the chase starts, getting a couple wins. Do you feel like the team is going in that direction?
Yeah, we've had a couple good weeks. We've had a lot of good weeks since we were here last time, and Chicago was probably the only place where we had we didn't run well, and we had a mechanical failure. So those are the things that you want to get out of the way now, and you want to know why. We want to understand, and we think we understand what we did wrong at Chicago setup-wise. So we just got to keep doing the things that we're doing. I feel like we've got better cars and engines than we had the last time that we were here. So that's the things we have to keep doing, headed towards the chase, and hopefully we can continuously progress as we get through these next 6 weeks and be ready for the chase.
Question right here, and then let's go him, and then we'll go to Steve. Go ahead, sir.
Kevin, Mike Ackelson from WFMJ TV. What's been the biggest turnaround from last year to this year for your team?
Well, really everything. I think the only thing that's been constantly good from last year to this year is the engine department. Last year at Indy we brought out all new cars, and that's where we started. And that starts with chassis, bodies, components in the steering. And so we got the race cars headed in the right direction, and those have evolved into what they are today. And then Richard just making the commitment financially to spend the money to turn all those products around, and usually you budget for a set amount of cars per team per year, and you don't usually budget for all new cars for all 4 teams last year. So that part was good, and I think moving Scott Miller to the competition director has helped take some decision making off of Richard from the competition side and let him kind of overview it and give his opinion to Scott and really just let him run with things, and Scott's being the engineering minded person that he has helped the engineering department just have some direction and work on things. So I think those two things along with some other little management structural changes with the teams and things like that have helped point us in the right direction.
Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, Steve Richards of PR. And Kevin, talk about Watkins Glen. Do you expect it to be as physical a race as it was at Sonoma?
No, I don't. I mean, it's going to be, the road courses have become more like short tracks, but I don't think it'll be as bad as Sonoma just because there's more room to race. It's obviously a lot faster, but there'll definitely be bent doors and bumpers just because, the nature of how close the competition has become at the road courses with the double file restarts. That's usually what causes most of the contact.
Did you do anything crazy growing up that prepared you for road course racing on the Cup circuit?
I road raced from the time I was 5, so in my go-kart. So it's
nothing on the back roads of Bakersfield.
Oh, probably a couple things here and there, but nothing too dramatic. It would have been better for like an off-road race with jumps and things. I had a cool jump in front of my house that used to go over from one street to the other. My dad didn't like that, but it was fun in his truck.
Go ahead, Bob.
A month ago, you said you weren't worried about your sponsorship situation. Is that still the case? And any idea when anything might be announced?
I think everything's good. So I'd say you'll probably hear about it in the next month. So.
Go ahead, Jay.
Jay Pendle again with French Stretch. Kind of go back to the fines for the drivers. A lot of comments I got this week and heard from talking to different fans was not necessarily the fact that the drivers were fined, but the fact that NASCAR didn't tell anybody about it. It was a whole secret thing. Do you think it almost, the fact that they tried to keep this secret, didn't tell anybody about it, do you think that almost makes them look worse than had they just come out and said, hey, these were the drivers that said this is what they said, and this is why they're getting fined, instead of trying to hide it from everybody else?
Well, I think when you're hiding something, you keep it to yourself. But there's a lot of people that are involved in decisions like that, and lots of people know. Honestly, I don't think it's anybody's business. So I don't think it's your business. I don't think it's anybody in this room's business. I think it's better to keep it between the teams because it's simpler.
Anybody else have another question for Kevin?
Yes, I have a question.
Okay.
Standing up.
Hang on.
You're going to love this one. Okay, NASCAR's got these secret penalties or whatever it is. So we don't know what they are or what you're not supposed to say. So why should we believe anything that any driver says or any NASCAR official says? Why is there? Why should we? I mean, because maybe there's somebody behind you that's going to fine you $50,000 for trying to answer this question. You see what I'm pointing at?
Good point. Don't care.
Anything else? Kevin, thanks for coming in today and
No problem.
spending some time with us, and a lot of luck this weekend.